What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. The fear of being a family man. I was thinking about it where I think the same way we see young ladies and grown women and pre-AARP ladies have this fear of being a wife. I think that some brothers have a fear of being a family man, a breadwinner, a provider because of the pressure. It's constant pressure. And I think part of it is um, for the group who already has kids. I think even with the women who want to quote unquote be wives now, I think part of that is because they're past, they don't want to have kids, or they've already had kids and they want help. I think with the guys it's similar because what winds up happening is you see these guys who, well, you can't say you see them in a sense. Well, you, I sense that some of these guys are afraid of the constant pressure of being the provider every month, being the breadwinner every month, every year for an extended period of time. And I think some people want to break from that. I think part of the single life is to run from, as Kevin Samuels would say, duty. Like, I think people run from duty, and because, I remember talking to one of my best friends about his dad, and he didn't know his dad had so much personality until he was grown, and you come to figure out, like, basically your dad had 3 kids and a wife. Like, he couldn't relax until all of y'all were on a positive path in life. So you didn't get to see him in that way. And I think that's what some guys fear. That's a, you know, it, and couple the money part of that with it is some people are making a good amount of money. Some people are not. Some people are making a good amount of money single, but that wouldn't be the same amount of money when you put a family into play. You get what I'm saying? So I think what winds up happening is guys are mathematically looking at it like, I don't know if I can afford to be a family man in this circumstance. And I was talking to my lady about it. She was like, but women help. And I'm like, I don't think it's a situation where guys, we're looking at how women don't want to help. So, women want to be with a man who's taking care of the vast majority of all the heavy lifting, which is very much so understandable. That's part of the gender role. But I think what goes along with that is some of the guys are like, what am I getting for this though? Like, and I think people are actively, going about asking themselves, legacy versus, self-preservation in a sense. And is the legacy worth more than self-preservation? I would say off the cuff, yeah. But couple that with what I said earlier about how a lot of these relationships are people who already have kids. So a lot of this legacy and building is with blended families. So I think that brings a whole different dynamic into it, where we ain't building no legacy together because my kids a certain age and your kids a certain age, and I'm not trying to have no kids and you not trying to have no kids, or I'm a certain age and you're a certain age, unless you're going older to younger. You get what I'm saying? So that is the bulk of this scenario. And plus, I mean, I think you are the cavalry. Like, you are the help 24/7. Everybody's going to look to you. And I think that's a pressure in itself. I think that's the quarterback pressure where, if everything goes right, the team goes, the family is the team, and it goes in the direction of the quarterback. If you're a good quarterback, if you're a good family man, then the family's good. If you're a bad family man, the family's bad. if you want to take a break from the family as a family man, the family's going to take a break. They're going to go off into their own things. You got to, you know, herd cats basically to get them back, as BGS would say. So I think sometimes you got a group of guys who just are like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. And for some of them, it's understandable. For some of them, I think it's an irrational fear. Like for the people who are younger and want to have kids and want to have a family and don't have kids, I think that's irrational, because you're going to have, if you want to have a family, you're going to have to just step in there. That's what it is. Like, take the good with the bad. But going back to the quarterback reference, it's one of those scenarios where, you're going to take all the blame when everything goes wrong, but you pass off all the credit when everything goes right. And I think part of that is also the issue, because I think part of our community doesn't realize that a lot of good family men propped up their wife and kids. Like, oh, they did this and they did that and they did this. And certain people ran with that idea like, yeah, I did it. Well, you did something, but don't get it twisted. He approached it like a quarterback. Like, we wouldn't have won without you. And instead of understanding that he meant he wouldn't have won without you and y'all wouldn't have won without him, y'all took it as, I'm the man. And that, I think, turned a lot of guys off when you look at it in a long-term sense. So I think, guys, that makes people afraid to be a family man. So I'm done. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Peace.